So it was a week ago last Tuesday. I started the video report by telling you that I had lost 3 straight days, and they were all raise the bar 20-dime releases. But I told you 2 things on last Tuesday's video report as well. First of all, that the minute you start gambling, you have to accept the fact that you're going to lose. And sometimes you're going to lose multiple days, and sometimes you're going to lose multiple weeks in a row. Because from the days from when I had my nationwide radio show, I've always maintained that there are no guarantees in gambling. And anybody who tells you that they win every single day, they're frauds, they're charlatans, they're liars. Because nobody does. Accept the fact that you're going to lose, and you'll be a much better gambler. You'll sleep much better at night, and you'll be able to deal with the inevitable losing streaks. And the other thing I told you is every bit as important. That when you hit those losing streaks, you can never have a loss of confidence. You can never let self-doubt take control. Like I always joke, when I hit a losing skid, I continue to dance with the girl I brought. Meaning, I don't change a damn thing. Not the way I handicap, not the way I bet on the games. I have a routine, I stick with it, and I don't change a thing. Because everything is cyclical when it comes to gambling. And if you maintain that consistency, if you won before, you will win again. Everything is consistent, cyclical. Just like the players and the teams that you're betting on, they go through slumps, you will too. They come out of them, you will as well. And you just have to acknowledge that going in, and you'll be much better coming out. So what happened? I lost those 3 straight days. And the betting week just ended last night. And what did I do? I went 6-1 the past 7 days. And they were all raised to bar 20-dime releases. So we begin this new betting week. And I start this Tuesday's video report by talking about the hottest handicapper here at the site. And, of course, that would be me. Yes, me. Because there is nobody hotter. And that's been the case here for the past, 8, 9, 10 weeks? And that's reality. And I'm coming right back with another Raise the Bar 20-dime release, number 22 out of 31 since 5 Fridays ago. I'm calling it my Momentum Mauler of the month, and I dare you to say that 3 times quickly. It's a tongue twister for sure. As I go for winning day number 41 out of 60, and just like all the other 20-dimers, including the Cubs last night, 7-4 over New York, you get it for half price off by using coupon code RAISE, R-A-I-S-E. Now, another handicapper that's hit a little hot patch here of late would be Chuck O'Brien. Sunday hit the 11th ever 100-dime play of his career with Arizona on the run line plus $1.20 over Seattle. You got it for half price off. Last night, the 12th ever 100-dime play of his career in baseball with the Astros plus $1.10 on the run line. Easy 11-4 over Oakland. And tonight, the 13th ever 100-dime baseball play of his career, his underdog game of the month, and you get it for over half price off by using coupon code CHUCK, his first name. And he is a typical example of what I like in a gambler and a handicapper. When you get on a roll, keep pressing the action. Don't walk away from the table when you've got a hot hand. Makes no sense. Guys do it all the time. I just don't get it. Okay, before I get to your complimentary play, which is going to be on the Dodgers-Rangers game, let's do this day in history. And a lot of times I like to have a lot of fun, but today, a serious note, because I think it calls for it, especially in this day and time that we are currently living in. 1955, 14-year-old Emmett Till, a black teenager, murdered in Money, Mississippi, brutally beaten, his eye gouged out, shot in the head, tied to a cotton gin fan with barbed wire, thrown into the Tallahatchie River by the husband and the brother of a white woman he allegedly flirted with at a store. Now, his mother had an open casket funeral. A gruesome picture was subsequently published in Jet magazine. You can Google search it if you want. Emmett Till murder photo. That's all you got to do. You'll see it. I'm telling you, it's gruesome. I'm just warning you, okay? And it really gave the world a first-hand look at the brutality that often accompanied the segregation in the South. And it was really an early step in the civil rights movement. Now, of course, the 2 assailants went on trial. They have been positively identified by Emmett Till's uncle because these 2 assailants actually drove to his house and abducted him, identified by the uncle. But an all-white jury in Mississippi took less than an hour to return a not guilty verdict. I know that's really a surprise in 1955, considering this was a 14-year-old African-American, huh? And then there was a public uproar because the state of Mississippi decided not even to try these 2 assailants on kidnapping charges. Again, a big surprise, 1955 in Mississippi. Fast forward 8 years. 1963, Martin Luther King on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. in a crowd of 250,000 plus. And it was a mixed crowd. African Americans, whites, all socioeconomic classes. He gave his speech, the I Have a Dream speech, just a master when it came to oratory, with rhetoric, with that sing-song delivery, with that staccato delivery. It was just a tremendous speech. And you know, he had a time limit of about 7 minutes, but then he went off the cuff when he launched into the I Have a Dream segment at the end. To me, though, the most important part, and the thing that always stuck with me, and the thing that means most to me, a middle-aged white guy, all these years later, because my son's a teenager, and someday I hope that he gets married, and I hope that he has children, and he's raising it in them. He will raise them, and he's growing up now in an era which, it's such a powder keg out there, is this. King said toward the end of the speech, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. What a sentence. Does it ring true? Here we are 55 years later, and I wonder how much has changed, if any. Why I'm on my soapbox today, because I don't have anything funny to tell you. I've thought about this a lot here lately with all the brouhaha that keeps going on and on and on about the national anthem at games. Do you know the national anthem was first sung at a game back in September 6th, Game 1 of the 1918 World Series between the Cubs and the Red Sox? It was the Star-Spangled Banner. It wasn't known as the national anthem because the Star-Spangled Banner didn't become the official national anthem until 1931. Anyway, it was sung during the 7th inning stretch, and then I think the Red Sox owner decided to start playing it then at the beginning of every single game, and then it started spreading throughout baseball. It became as common as Cracker Jack back in the day. Other leagues started playing it as well, blah, 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 blah. I just have something to pose to you, because you've gone to games, you've watched them on TVs. We know our president has a hard-on, I think, every time, players are kneeling, protesting, doing whatever. I understand their point of view. I understand the president's point of view. I understand the public's point of view, when they feel that players are disrespecting the flag and all that other stuff. I get it. I get it all. I understand both points of view. I get it. But let me ask you this. Shouldn't it be a two-way street? Shouldn't it? Because how many times have you been at games, or you've watched the fans, and you see people, they stand, but they're texting, they're calling, they're talking. People in concession line stands, do they give a damn about the national anthem? No! 16-ounce Bud, national anthem, Bud wins. Rubberized hot dog, national anthem, rubberized hot dog wins. I'm sorry. There's irony there, is it not? It's not a two-way street. Players held accountable, fans aren't. You know it as well as I do. I mean, you go to a game, you look down the row, people are half-heartedly standing there talking to their next-door neighbor, talking on the phone, texting their latest fantasy league players are picking up, putting in their bets. They're not paying attention. They're going through the motions. Or again, like I said, they're out in the concession stands and they don't give a damn about the national anthem. You can't have it both ways. Just saying. Just my observation. Just saying. End of my soapbox today. Let's get to your complimentary play. And listen, we can't always talk about Boys to Men. God, I can't get that horror. If you saw yesterday's video report, I can't even get that horrible song out of my mind now. The Dodgers are minus $1.40 on the run line at Texas tonight, and I'm willing to lay the price with them, although there is a little string attached, and I'll get to that in a moment. Walker Buehler is going for the Dodgers. Walker Buehler. Every time, I'm sorry, I can't think of that. First of all, I feel like his first name should be Walter, and of course, every time I hear Bueller, I keep thinking of the movie. Bueller, you know, you can think of the famous scene too. He last pitched Wednesday versus St. Louis at home, 7 innings of shutout ball in which he gave up 3 hits and struck out 9. He has a 2.51 earned run average in his last 16 starts, and in that stretch, he's been averaging almost 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's 2-0 in 4 August starts with a 1.07 earned run average. Ariel Gerardo, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. The rookie is going for Texas. He's 0-2 with an 8.64 earned run average in his last 3 starts, giving up 26 hits and 16 2/3 innings in that stretch. And he's one of these guys who pitches to contact, which means he only has 5 strikeouts in that stretch. And you know the way the Dodgers can pound the ball. They just did so in a 3-game sweep of San Diego over the weekend. Now, the little string attached to the play is this. Kelly Jansen continues to struggle since he came back off the disabled list. The Dodgers bullpen is in shambles. So anytime you bet the Dodgers, you know, you're betting their starter and you're betting their back end of their bullpen. And that is a dangerous proposition. The reason I still like the Dodgers is that Bueller... Bueller, you know, you can count on him going a good 7 innings, and the way the Dodgers have played so much better on the road than they have at home is also encouraging as well. So I do like the Dodgers and Bueller on the road, on the run line for your complimentary play. And that'll do it today, guys, and I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Oh, actually... Yes. No, actually, I will not be here tomorrow, and I may not be here on Wednesday either, but... well, tomorrow is Wednesday, but I should be back here on Thursday for the start of football season. So I look forward to seeing you then. Good luck.